Okay, as you can see, I have 8 pairs of companion cards on the table. These are cards of the same value and the same color. Now, if you were here, I would have you help me gather these. So whatever order you would like me to pick them up, I would go ahead and just follow your instructions. So maybe you ask for them to be picked up in this fashion here. That would be just fine. Okay. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to mix these cards so that no one knows where anything is, actually. Okay. And I'm going to stack these from left to right or right to left. Do you have a preference? Left to right? Okay. In fact, I might even do kind of a fun leapfrog stacking. How would you like these stacked? Right on left? Okay. Very good. I'll give it a Charlier shuffle, or if you were here, I would have you just randomly cut the cards. You really truly could do that. That would be just fine. And then once you're satisfied that the cards are sufficiently mixed, what we're going to do is we're going to take the top card. There it is, the King of Clubs. Okay? And now we're going to try to find the companion card for the King of Clubs, which of course would be the King of Spades. And we're going to do it in a very interesting way because right now in my hands I have 15 cards, which is an odd number. So if we perform the Klondike shuffle, it will take the cards off in pairs until the very final card. Is it the matching mate? It is indeed. Very, very good. But I do have a feeling that you've done quite a bit better than that. Let's just check here. Oh, look at that. And that. And that. Yes. 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 Yes, indeed. And what about the last two? Oh, it looks like a perfect matching of all of the companion cards. Very, very good. You are amazing. Okay, so how does this work? Well, you can begin here. Now, you can have any number of companion cards. So if you don't want 16, that's fine. You can have fewer. I wouldn't recommend more because it'll just take too long to do things. Okay. And then you have the spectator truly, let me slide these up, truly decide how to stack these. Okay, so it actually doesn't matter. Now, once we've stacked these, we have something that's called an AMP packet, adjacent mirrored pairs. So what I did from there is I just dealt them out into 4 piles, left to right or right to left. Okay. Well, you just have to think through what's happening here, right? Because cards were in pairs, right? So for example, these two better be the same, right? And then these two are the same as well. So these 2 piles are called coupled piles because at the same level, they have companion cards. The same thing here. These are coupled piles. They have the same cards at each level, right? As we just showed, okay? So what we'd like to do is create a 2-cycle, a cyclic construction with these. And a very nice way of doing that is doing this kind of leapfrog stacking with random stacking here, believe it or not. So this will actually give us what's called a 2-cycle. So why is it called a 2-cycle? Well, it's because there's a pattern that repeats twice. And I think you can probably see what it is. Let me jog that. So we have a black queens, red queens, black aces, black kings, and so forth, all the way to the red jacks. So this is a cyclic construction. It's called a 2-cycle with cycle length 8. Well, anytime you have a cyclic packet, you can randomly cut it and it won't hurt that characteristic. Better still, performing the Charlier shuffle is far more convincing. So I'll put a link to the Charlier shuffle in the description below if you'd like to look that up. Okay? And then even after all of that, we could have you just randomly cut it. That way you're deciding what card rises to the top. Okay? So this will be our special card for whom we're trying to find its companion card. Okay, well, what did we do from there? Well, I performed the Klondike shuffle. That's where I took the bottom and top cards off as one until I had just one card remaining in my hands, like a lone survivor. Well, why is that guaranteed to be the companion card to this one? Well, it has to do with the fact that this is cyclic, right? Because if you think about it, so there's the pattern that repeats, right? And then this card, of course, is right there. So we get this repeating pattern, kind of, I think you can see everything now. Repeating pattern here, and it repeats here, right? So if I pull this one off, it decreases the number of cards total to 15, which is odd. Well, the Klondike shuffle always brings the, quote, middle card of an odd-sized packet to the top. It's the final card dealt, right? Because all of the other ones are pulled off in pairs. So when you do the Klondike shuffle, these two will be pulled off together, then those, then those, then those, then those, then those, then those, leaving you with the ace of spades, okay? Now that's only part of the secret, really, because once we've done the Klondike shuffle, the effect it has on 2 cycles is it converts them to mirrored structures. So let's go ahead and quickly just show you that. So we're going to go ahead and Klondike shuffle this to find the companion card to the ace of clubs, okay? So I'm just taking the top and bottom card off as one until I have just one card remaining. It's guaranteed to be the companion card. But equally important, the Klondike shuffle has achieved something very important for us for the final step. It's converted the remaining cards that were in a cyclic relationship into a mirrored packet. Okay, so mirrored in the sense of the outer cards or companion cards come in one, companion cards, all the way to the center. We have a pair of companion cards. Well, how does that help us? That means if you perform the Klondike shuffle one more time, you're going to actually pull off companion pairs. Guaranteed. Okay? So that is the secret behind this wonderful effect. Okay, and just going to finish this. It looks like I've done the same thing where I've run out of room. Okay, if you follow the instructions as given here, this will work for you every time. So if you want to learn more about the principles of the properties that we use for this effect, take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel. There's many of them in which I talk about AMP structures, 2-cycle structures, mirrored structures, coupled piles, mirrored piles, and so forth. So with just a few basics under your belt, you can create countless card effects that no one has ever seen before, and they will be genuinely new to the world because of what you've designed. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on my channel.